Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout for you. I'm still using the Neverland Studio Calico kit and I have the Tink add-on and I am down to my scraps. And last month I had done a layout using this template and I had inked directly on the background. And this month I am just going to go and trace around each speech bubble on a different pattern paper. And I'm putting the numbers down so I know at least the order that it goes in. And I'm just gonna, basically the only thing I'm looking for right now is, does it fit under that speech bubble? Because that's how small my scraps are. Not a lot of them. A lot of them I couldn't use because they were just too small to fit under for those speech bubbles. And while I'm doing that, this is layout 3 out of 50 for the Facebook challenge. What I did is I completed 50 layouts and I did a bit of shopping and then I started all over again. And the reason for that is I'm finding I am getting way more done and spending less time on the internet trying to find what the next new thing is. I'm just not on the shopping sites whatsoever. I'm just, whenever I have a minute, I scrapbook instead of shop. So I really like that. I'm going to keep it going. And this is layout 27 for the Neverland kit from Studio Calico. And I have one more to do and it's already done. And the kit is, I have it in a pile to do my Killer Kit video tomorrow night. So I am done with it. I am not doing one more page. And I'm going to also be uploading the process video with the new kit, which will be the Spencer's kit for April. So I'll be uploading that in probably 2 or 3 days. I'm just going to upload one video a day. And also I'm going to upload the Killer Kit video after the last video goes up for the March kit. And I think that's what I wanted to let you guys know. And now I'm going through and I'm going to cut down all the speech bubbles. And some of them I didn't do a very good job, with the corners, the rounded corners. So I just take my Prima Distresser tool and I just kind of, distress it a little bit so that it's a little bit more rounded. So it did take quite a bit of time. This layout took me 2 hours and 8 minutes. And I think it was all the tracing and all the cutting, and then I have to erase everything, and then I'm going to ink it all up. So it did take quite a bit of time. Once all that was done, the layout went together pretty quickly. But it was so much fun to do. Like, it was just a good way to showcase all the pictures in the kit. And what I do is while I'm at work and I have some downtime in between calls or whatever, I just have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. And I jot down ideas what I can do for how I can use my scraps. So I come home and I have a list. Like I'll just put down speech bubbles, or I'll put down hexagons, and I'll put down diagonal stripes or diagonal stripes on a strip of paper, or I just write it all down. And this time I had more ideas than I had paper, so I'm going to have some left over for next month. So that's great, and hopefully I'll come up with different ways to use up the scraps. So it took a few minutes to cut those down, and now I'm going to use my eraser and I'm going to erase everything. And that's going to take a couple minutes. And I'll just talk about the photo. The photo is from one of the tours that we took in New York. It's called Circle Line, and it was a 2-hour tour, and it was one of our favorite things. We just got on the boat and we just went around, and the tour guide kind of told us, funny things about New York and tidbits that, we didn't necessarily know. And like there was this girl that wanted to figure skate, and there was no arenas, so her dad did not build her one arena. He built her 2, and they are massive. And just things like that. It was awesome, just the facts that we learned about New York, and it was so hot. we were sitting on the upper deck and my friend burnt. She looked like a lobster. By the time we got off the boat and the rest of our families went under, like inside the boat, so that it was air conditioned and it wasn't so hot, but we wanted to take pictures, so we went outside and it was hot. I didn't burn because I don't burn, but she burned to a crisp. But it was still fun. We took tons of photos and we had so much fun. And then about halfway through, me and my daughter went to the front of the boat and it was so nice. We could feel the waves and it was just a beautiful day. It was an amazing time. So at this point, I laid out all the speech bubbles, and what I did was I started to the left and then went down to the very bottom, and there was 23. So I just put a little number so that I would remember which order that the speech bubbles would fit. And then I didn't use my template. I just eyeballed it, so that it would look good, evenly spaced as much as I could. And I just started gluing them down with my quick dry adhesive. And I find the quick dry adhesive is a little faster than the ATG. And I'm going to be done that, and then I'll be wondering about the photo. At this point, I have no idea where this page is going to go. This is where my idea had kind of stopped. I knew I wanted to use a lot of the pattern papers, do the speech bubbles, and put them back down. And so I'm going to take my photo, and what decided the way I was going to go is the guardrail in front of the boat, and the boat too is kind of orangey red. So this is the second of that pattern paper from this month's kit, but it's the second full sheet. I ran out of the first one. It was all gone, and it's the one that has a journaling on the other side. So I'm going to use that as the second photo mat, and I'm going to mat it first on orange. And I'm going to leave a bit on the side because I want to put a little journaling card there so that I can do my journaling. So I'm just going to take the back side of that photo because it's a journaling grid, and I'm going to put it down. And this is the second time I do the voiceover for this video, and I couldn't even salvage the first one because it stopped after 1 minute and 15 seconds. So, I mean, it wasn't even worth it to go from where it stopped because I basically said hi and it stopped. So hopefully it's recording this time. So I'm going through my digital prints and I'm going to cut some out. And I just wanted that deep orange, and I didn't have any in the ones that I had cut out, so I just went to the rest of my stash and cut them out. And these are some more digital prints that I have. And what I do is you can buy any digital prints online. You get them printed at Staples on glossy paper. It's about 50 cents. And then it comes to you on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You cut them out. And then I just took manila tags, and they were the Tim Holtz manila tags. And then I used my This to That American Craft dot adhesive, which is a temporary adhesive. And I put a little bit on the back of the tag or the digital print, and then I stick it on the tag. And when I'm ready to use it, it just pops right off. And then I just put more glue and put it on my page. And I believe the next layout, I'm going to show you a little snippet of how I do that. So I went through my rub-ons from Amy Tangerine, and I picked out 4 of them, 3 arrows and the word journal. And then I'm looking through the buttons that we got in this month's kit, and I'm going to pick one of them because I only had a couple of buttons that were sort of orange. So I'm going to want another one. So I'm going to take one of those, and I'm just looking through my alphas. I'm looking for my orange stickers from American Craft Remarks, and I don't know what it is about those letters, but I can never find them when I want them. And it was in that stash. I just went through it 3 times before I found it, but I eventually found it. And then I'm going to, that's for the main title. It's going to say Circle Line. And then the other little title, which the number 2 was in my Amy Tangerine stickers. So that was perfect. And then with the Tim Holtz little letters, I'm going to spell out our tour. And then I took out those smash tabs that we got in last month's kit, and I almost didn't use them last month. So I want to make sure that I use them a little bit, and I think I only used them once this month, maybe twice. And so I'm going to put them to the top left. I'm going to put 3 flags, and then I'm going to start gluing everything down. So I'm going to take my ETG gun and glue it down. And then I love my quick dry adhesive, so I'm going to glue my labels. And then I'm going to take some foam tape and put in behind that New York City sticker. And then I'm going to use my rub-on tool, and I'm going to rub off those rub-ons. And that tool works really well. And I think it's just called Bone Folder. And I got it at, this one's called actually rub-on tool, but I got it at Scrapbooking, but I think you can just type in bonefolder.com and they come up, the company, and they're really heavy and they work really well, especially the Bone Folder. I really like it. And but they do have them at Scrapbooking online. So now I'm going to work on that second title, I guess, 2-hour tour. And then I did put a glue dot in behind that big orange button and behind the little orange button so that it'd be easier to sew down. It's freezing up again, so hopefully it's still recording. And then I don't know exactly what I'm looking for here. I wish I could figure out what happens. I don't even dare move. Like, I sit at my desk and I'm barely breathing because I am afraid that if I move it's going to stop the recording. So I don't know what does it. I'll try to research it a little bit more, but so I'm just going to glue down that title, 2-hour tour. Sometimes I walk away and I go put a load of laundry on and then I come back. I don't want to stop the recording because it makes it longer to upload. And then I went through my stash and got some potty people. And it's just to represent how many people were on that boat. It was unreal. Like, the lineup was forever long. And then on the boat, I mean, people were basically on top of each other. The boat was packed. But you still got to see everything. So it was a nice tour. I would recommend it to anyone that goes to New York and you want a good view of everything. It was perfect. And then I took out my tweets and I'm going to put 3 of them. And the recorder keeps freezing. I hope it's not stopping again. At 20 minutes a pop, it fills up an hour pretty quickly. And it's even hard for me to do the voiceover because it keeps freezing, so I don't even know what I'm doing. So sorry about that. If I stop, it's because it's frozen and I'm not doing anything. And then all of a sudden it jumps up and I'm like 5 steps ahead. So I went through my stash and I got the tweets and I got the hearts, wood veneer hearts. And I got some enamel dots, orange enamel dots. And now I'm looking through some My Mind's Eye stickers and I'm going to pick out 3 of them. Amazing, perfect, and documented. And I'm going to put it in 3 spots. And basically what I was trying to do is, because speech bubbles, it's like, talking or, stuff going on. So I tried to put something in almost every speech bubble. I think I missed a couple of them, but most of them have either washi tape, a sticker, a bird, a heart, something in each speech bubble just to kind of fill it up. I didn't do 3 clusters this time. I just did a whole bunch of clusters. And then when I felt okay, like I can't put any more of that stuff on, I took out my washi tape and put a few things of washi tape just to represent, New York City lights. It's the same washi tape as I used last time. So I'm going to glue down my twine, and I use my This to That American Craft. And then I'm going to put down my buttons. Not put down, sew down my buttons. And what it is, after the last time, I'm like, I still forgot to say what it was. It's crochet thread. I get a big ball of crochet thread, and that's what I use to sew down my buttons. And it works perfectly. And like I said, I paid $5 for a ball, and I've been using it for 2 years now, and it doesn't even look like I've used any from it. So my battery had died, but the only thing that I had left to do was sew on my buttons. I added a few glimmer glaze, and that's it. The page is done. So if you want to see some close-up, go to 2 Peas in a Bucket and Studio Calico, or on the Facebook challenge if you want to join us, and look for Nicole Jones 911, and you'll see the still pictures. So thanks for watching. Bye.